Why, hello everybody that's out there on YouTube. It's your boy Maxwell coming at you with another video review. And this week's video is going to be kicking off a series of reviews that are going to be taking place over the course of December. That's right, December, at least for this year, and maybe within the next couple of years to follow, will officially be Dinobot December. And to get things kicked off and started with this Dinobot December, today we're going to be taking a look at none other than the Transformers Generations Studio Series 86 Grimlock, with this little thing along with him. So let's get going into today's video review.
I declare this to be Astral Train.
Right, now, first and foremost, as usual, we get started off with these reviews by taking a look at the packaging, but since I do not have his packaging long since anymore, we're going to skip that process of the review and get straight into looking at Grimlock. And I do have to say, I love the way that these Studio Series 86 figures have been turning out. Cup was great, Blur was great, the Dinobots have been great so far, and yeah, they've just been really good so far. Now, there has been one small catch to this whole thing, which has not been that good. That of being with regards to both Slug and Grimlock, they both came with a completely useless tiny little figurine. But it wouldn't be a proper review without talking about it, so instead of starting off by looking at the good part of this set, we're going to take a look at the not so good part. This is the tiny little wheelie accessory that was packed in with Grimlock. I mean, sculpting wise and stuff like that, he looks great. However, he is not posable in the slightest. I mean, he does have a couple ball joints for movement purposes and stuff, but he doesn't really move around or can't really do much of anything except for hold this and take like a kneel or be like he's running in an action pose or something like that. But I mean, there are features and capabilities for storing him on Grimlock if you so desire, which are like utilizing a couple of these peg hole sections and these posts here. And you can have Wheelie riding Grimlock into like victory and stuff like that. But I mean, or like in robot mode, we'll show off how he can interact with Grimlock there. He's not really that great, especially when in comparison to the Studio Series 86 Core Class Wheelie that just recently got released. And here's the two of them side by side, and we'll just quick come down to ground level here so we can see. Whoop. I mean, if this guy wasn't just a static figure and could move around, then they'd be about at the same height, but otherwise, yeah, no, they're not great. This guy, he's going into the toy bin. I don't care what happens to him. But we're going to still keep him available off to the side, and we're going to put you off to the side. You'll get your own review here soon enough. And we're going to bring our camera back up to a higher level. There we go. And now we're going to focus on the main attraction, that of being Grimlock. Oh, man. When they initially announced these guys, I will admit part of me was a little bit skeptical. But I was curious nonetheless, because for me, at the time, I still do have the Power of the Primes combiner set, which I really liked. I really liked how they all looked, how they were G1 accurate as best as they could with the combiner gimmick. But now we don't have to worry about that. We literally have like a mini masterpiece, or a micro piece, as I like to call it, figure with the Studio Series 86 Grimlock here. And the other Dinobots thus far. It's truly been amazing. So let's get in close here so we can take a look at the detailing here of Grimlock in his dino mode. Here we got a nice blue here picked up for the eyes. Let's turn that on so we can get a little bit of a better look. See, nice blue here for the eyes, and we'll get the camera to focus a little bit better. Nice silver for the head, gold-like plastic for the neck piece. And then coming down, nice big Autobot sign, tampographed on his dino chest. Big old feet and his big old tail. Nicely picked out and color details and stuff. And yeah, all around really cool, really nice. He's a big giant T-Rex. I'm sorry, I feel like a little kid playing with his dinosaurs. Articulation for Grimlock in his dino mode, because he is an animal, and so he does possess articulation. He does have a rotation here at the head. Head can also look up and down or just be statically locked. Mouth can open and about that far, so even if it's locked, he can open up that far to reveal some nice detailing on the inside, and a little post here for if you so desire to use some of the blast effects parts from like Omega Supreme, Jetfire, or some of those other guys. From there, moving down, his shoulders are on ball joints, but are very limited, so they can go out about that far, in and out and up and around, and can do a full 360 for rotation. Elbows can bend, but that's it. There is an upgrade kit from DNA Designs that you can get that would give him a full access of rotation and stuff and individually articulated claws, but for me that's not a high necessity. Legs on him can go forward and backwards for a full 360 because these eventually become his shoulders. They do have rotation. There is a bend which allows for knee bend, and also there is this joint here which gives you a nice full range of braking motion if you so want, but it is, or give him a little extra height if you so desire as well. I mean, hey, there are options. And his toes can go up, and it can come down and in. And nothing at the tail, it's all just one big static piece. And so now for comparison, for this review we're going to just be sticking with the Grimlocks for this review, minus one other Voyager. That one other Voyager being none other than actually the Legacy Voyager class bulkhead. He's a nice, good Voyager. Bulky, nice, big, bulky Voyager. Bulkhead, the bulky Voyager. Okay, and now we're just going to get into some other dino comparisons. Here he is next to the Titan's Return Clobber, the Grimlock-headed little dino piece. There you got that. Here he is next to the Transformers Animated Activators Fire Breath Grimlock. See how these guys look together. Yeah, he's a lot bigger. Here he is next to the Transformers Robots in Disguise Gold Armor Grimlock, which I have reviewed a long time ago. I should re-review him. There you got that. Here he is next to the Creo Battle Changers Grimlock. Yes, I actually have that. He looks okay. Whoop. There you got that. Here he is next to the Transformers Cyberverse Deluxe Class Grimlock. So you can get a sense of how they look together. Obviously, Leader and Deluxe. Whoop. There you got that. And then last but certainly not least, here he is with my previous Grimlock, the Titan's Return, not Titan's Return, the Power of the Primes Voyager class Grimlock. So now you can get a sense of scale. And yeah, he was... This figure is still great in my opinion. He will always hold the spot as being my favorite combiner Grimlock. But in all honesty, Studio Series 1 takes the cake because it is just so much better in so many ways. You shall forever be Volcanicus, though. You shall forever be that. Although coming up here soon with the with the Legacy, they are releasing a core class Volcanicus, and so I'm looking forward to seeing how that all ends up turning about. Accessories for this guy, we already talked about this junky accessory, but let's talk about his other accessory, that of being his blaster piece. He does come with a blaster, and these are blast effect compatible if you are so interested and so desire. Now he cannot hold this gun in his Dino mode, but the blaster does have a couple tabs right here and right here. And what you can do with this is there's a couple of slots right here and right here. You can just take this blaster and tab it in like so, and voila, he has storage in Dino mode, which looks hideous, but hey, it gives you storage and it gives you options, and as always, options are good. And so there you go with that. So yeah, there's not too much left to really talk too much about with Grimlock here in his Dino mode. What you see is what you get. You get a nice big robot mechanical dinosaur, which is really cool and really nice in my personal opinion. But so now let's get into his transformation into his robot mode, shall we? Let's. Okay, let's see here. To get started, we're just going to take these arms, we're going to fold them up and bring them down like so. From here, we're going to take his dino head, and we're going to bring it up, and we're going to bring it back, like so. But you don't want to bring it all the way back just yet. From there, we're going to take his chest panels, and we're going to split them down the middle. There's just these posts that go into these ports here, and we're going to split it, bring them up a little bit, and bring them out, and then bring them down like so. From here, we're going to take his head and his robot mode head and bring it up like so. And we're going to take this whole chest piece assembly here, bring it up on this armature, and then these two tabs will go into these two slots here. And then this tab and this tab will go into these slots on these sides. That will bring all that up and into place. And so we are going to bring his legs forward, and we're going to split them, which is also his tail section. And from there, we're going to take these panel sections, we're going to bring them up, bring the tip of his tail, bring it in on this double armature, so that way then it collapses in like so. And then from here, we're going to take his this armature here, we're going to bring it, untab it from where it's being tabbed in, slide it over, and then this tab will go into this clip right in here, and that will lock all that into place. And we're going to close that whole section up and bring his foot back. And voila, you've got, straighten it all out, and you've got a leg all said and done. Second verse, just like the first, we're going to open, we're going to bring that L in, untab, bring it out, tab it in, close that up, bring around his foot, straighten that all up, and there you got all that. Coming around back here to the back side, move these panel sections out of the way, and take his head so that way this little square will go right into this little peg hole right here, and there you got that all said and done. And so there, literally the only thing that's left to do is flip out the hands on either side, and if you so desire, undo the mechanism, undo the elbow joint just a little bit, so that way then you actually have a proper elbow joint. And there you go. There you have Grimlock in his robot mode. Let's see here. Oh, he's a big guy. He's a big boy. But yeah, there you go. There you got Grimlock in his robot mode. And I do have to say, Grimlock is truly an impressive and a very empowering figure. Now let's get close here so we can take a look at the detailing. Here we've got a nice close-up here of his noggin. Nice little noggin. Nice, very simplistic, simple design, but still really cool and really nice. Nice, a lot of nice molded detailing throughout, including on the arms. A lot of it being transferred over. Nice bits here on his legs, on his thighs, and on his legs. Yeah, very simplistic. And he does have a little bit of backpack, but oh well, that's Grimlock. That's partially to be expected. But yeah, he just really looks really good and really, really cool. Really cool. It's just, yeah, big old feet, big old legs. Yeah, he's just really cool. Articulation for this guy. His head is on a ball joint for lots of moving around, wiggling, waggling. He can look up that far, and he can look down that far. Head can do a full 360. Arms can do a full 360, but the backpack does get in the way, so you'll need to move some things out of the way. These back panels specifically. Arms can come out that far, and revealing even nice molded detailing here within the shoulder assembly. Bicep rotation, he does have nice full bend there at the elbow. Almost like it's a double joint, but it's not. But then you got then you got a wrist swivel, and if you so desire, you can rock it in from the transformation. He does have a waist swivel. Legs can go forward that far. He can do nice full high kicks. Can go back that far. Can go out that far for a nice, beautiful split. Thigh rotation. About 90 degrees of bend there at the knee. And he does have decent ankle tiltage, which is nice molded detailing here, showcasing it. So that way you could get him out to do the full splits if you so desire. However, why you would do that is beyond me. Oop. Back up here, and we'll get him standing upright. Now, you can give him his gun. He can hold it in either hand. I usually end up putting it in this hand, and looks really cool and really nice. It would have been nice if he came with a sword, too, but oh well. Budget cuts had to be made. I understand that. So he can do all kinds of shooting and pew-pewing and bang-banging, and I am just ripping off of Emgo now, aren't I? I probably shouldn't be doing that. But you got all kinds of cool options with that if you so desire. And, of course, we cannot forget about the useless part of this whole set, that of being little Wheelie here. He does have this little peg here, and his shoulders actually have these little peg holes on it. So you could take Wheelie and you could sit him on either shoulder. I think the way that that I'm going to have it shown, at least for the tagline, not the tagline, but the art piece for the whatever is going to be featuring him on there like that. Which, I mean, it is cool that they gave you the option to display him like this. However, with this guy coming down the road, couldn't they have just maybe skipped out on that? I mean, DNA Design did release a different version of Wheelie too. But I mean, was it really necessary? I mean, to include this, I don't know. But hey, at least we've got it. So hooray for having that. So there you go with that. All right, now let's get into our comparisons. To get things started off with, here he is next to Titan's Return Clobber. Yeah, this guy's Clobber's a really little tiny dude. Here he is next to the Creo Battle Changer, Grimlock. Yeah, another really tiny little dude. Here he is next to the Transformers Animated Activator, Fire Breath Grimlock. Get a sense of scaling that way. Here he is next to the Transformers Robots in Disguise Gold Bite / Gold Armor Grimlock. Get a sense of how these guys look together. There you got that. Here he is next to the Transformers Cyberverse Deluxe Class Grimlock with his crown on, because him Grimlock King. There you got that. Here he is next to the Transformers Power of the Primes Voyager Class Grimlock. So we could definitely see the different feels and aesthetics that these two figures were going for. This one was a combination between slightly toy accurate but mostly cartoon accurate design, whereas this guy was going more based off of the toy with the stickers, decals, and the red visor. Which I still really like this guy though, so don't let that fool you. There you got that. Here he is next to the Transformers Legacy Voyager class Bulkhead. Get a sense of how he looks together with him. And then for the sake of this review and for the next couple of reviews, so that way we can truly see what a leader class could be, here he is next to the War for Cybertron Siege leader class Ultra Magnus. And yeah, Grimlock's bigger than him. Still a good figure, Ultra Magnus is. And then last but certainly not least for comparisons, here he is next to the Transformers Power of the Primes leader class Power Master Optimus Prime. And yeah, I'm actually shocked to see that Power Master Prime's just a tad bigger, a tad taller at least than Grimlock is, but this guy's a whole lot of hollow and has a whole bunch of added other gimmicks to him too. So, but he's still really cool, really nice. And then just simply because, I mean, here he is next to the core class little Wheelie, and don't want to leave him out because him Wheelie, him friend. I know that's a horrible Grimlock impression, but there you go. And, of course, we cannot forget about his tiny little buddy, which we will just stick right back up onto his shoulder. And we'll get him into a cool action pose with the two of them together. Because that's surely what they are for, is to do this kind of stuff with. But if you want to do cool action displays, this was a cool thing with regards to the Studio Series line. Because each of them came with their own included display stand case, display base. And so this is the base that came with Grimlock. We got Transformers 86, Transformers the movie. Hey look, Transformers Authentic. And then once we move Grimlock out of the way here, you can see Studio Series 8606. And this is the scene on Quintessa, the home planet of the Quintessons, where Grimlock and the Dinobots team up with Wheelie to take down the Quintessons and save the rest of the Autobots from their imminent danger. Which, in my opinion, this is a pretty cool feature and option if you so desire. Personally, however, most of these display cases and bases actually end up going into storage. These are the only bits of the packaging that I have kept through the course of all of this. So yeah, there you go, and there you got that. And so there you have it, my review on the Transformers Studio Series Studio Series 86 Leader Class Grimlock. He is a really cool, really fun figure. I've had so much fun when I played with him and stuff and just doing stuff with him. And he's just so easy. He's an easy Transformers figure, but you don't feel like you're going to get bored with it though either, because it's Grimlock. Grimlock. He's cool. He's big. And that's what I really love about this. It reinstilled what leader class can be. And you'll definitely see me highlighting that through the course of the rest of the reviews for the rest of the Studio Series 86 Dinobots, is my love of just how big and chunky these guys are, and how good looking they are. It's absolutely amazing and astounding to me, because it's like, I loved the Power of the Primes figures. And I will state that when I eventually review them. I loved the Power of the Primes Dinobots. But they all lacked something. Whether it be ranging from some of the accessories that they had to just certain tidbits about them. They've all felt like they were lacking something. But now we got these guys. And in all honesty, I think the budget for his sword went into this guy. They could have done away with this guy and given us a nice big sword for this guy, because it's not Grimlock without his sword. Which I will be grateful for DNA Designs when I eventually pick up mine, if I end up picking up their upgrade kit for him, because their set comes with the sword for him, a few panel fillers, because he does have some hollow bits, like right here in his feet. He does have some hollowness to him. Is that a bad thing? I personally don't mind it, but I know that there are some fans who are like, oh, it's hollow. Personally, I mean, it's like 6 one way, half a dozen the other. But, I mean, we got a nice, good Grimlock figure. That's always a plus. And if you have a 3D printer, you can just design your own sword. So, there you go. There you got that. Would I recommend him? Absolutely. Now, the problem is, though, because of the fact that this was like 3-4 waves ago, he's getting harder and harder to find. There was a while where I couldn't find Slug at all. But I was able to find lots of this guy. So you might be able to find him in stores. However, your best options would continue to remain to be Big Bad Toy Store, TF Source, TF Safari, all those other places where you do your online shopping. And would I recommend him? Absolutely, because if anything, at least for your Generations shelf, he makes a good stand-in. Not to say at all he's replacing this guy, because this guy is still remaining on my shelf, but he is really good, and I would highly recommend him. So I think that just about does it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Please be certain to check out my social media. Links, of course, will be in the description down below, and you know the rest of the drill, and you'll be seeing that here in just a few moments. So until next time, fun people. Hey gang, thanks again for tuning in to this latest installment of Maxwell's Reviews. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel by clicking here. And please be certain to check out this other video review. And also be certain to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with whomever you think might like it. All the help really helps me out. And so again, until next time, fun people, camera fall down!